from the future, turns out you ain't shit. Shit, keep talking that talk, can't walk that walk, ain't doing shit. Okay, pull up in an all black fit. Black pride finna raise my fist. Okay, fuck around, you can make my list. Okay, fuck around, I'ma take your bitch. Hey, pull up in an all black fit. Hey, pull up in an all black fit. Hey, looking divine as it gets. You fuck with the boy, you taking a risk. Hey, pull up in an all black fit. Hey, pull up in an all black fit. Hey, y'all hating gon' make me sick. Man, I wipe y'all out in an all black fit. Hey, yeah, money, respect, and the power, motherfucker, all that shit. I see that everyone hating the boy like, God damn, man, you all like this? Bitch, I'm as high as it gets. Ain't no one fly as the kid, huh? You think you thriving, you dying instead. I'm reaching heights that you dying again, huh? Look how it rolls along, bro, we ain't the same. Y'all just walking and talking like me, man.
It's the final Sage quest. It's our final Sage Rage in the Cage page. I'm the Koopa. And I hope you're ready to get real as fuck. I have an excited topic today. It'll be the last Sage quest and exiling the evil sorcerer Blackmar. I know what you're thinking. He's not black. He's not black. And his name is not Mark. For real. I bear no resemblance to the Blackmar. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, we're exiling our darknesses today, as we're going to be talking about sexual visibility. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just learned about this too recently, because I feel like I really should have known for the longest time before, you know, what I needed. So on our magical quest here, version 3 onward, to kill Masturbation Gora. And it's gonna take a while because he's a powerful foe, that motherfucker. But on our quest, I've noticed why, maybe one of the intrinsic reasons, one of the factors why a lot of guys masturbate, not just me. But where a lot of the non-sage, non-light, you know, the darkness inhibitions come from. You know, the darkness triggers come from. And that's from your sexual visibility. A lot of guys aren't seen in a good light nowadays. Let's be real. Let's be real. If they are seen at all. And that's what most people need, not only in relationships, but just to survive in life. Primally, the dopamine released in sex was what got us through, and psychologically aided our, you know, mental escapades. We're talking like, you know, BCs and shit, you know? The dopamine, the basically the chase is what gets us there, you know? And a lot of guys do get addicted to that chase, but most attractive guys like me have realized that, you know, most of the time the fruit is not worth the squeeze. It's not. It's because, I don't know, man. It's very easy for people to fake it nowadays. And now, 2025, year of the truth, famous motherfuckers are faking it now too. And that really surprises me, that you can have two sides of the internet, two completely, you know, non-restricted. There's no like fucking internet borders, you know, there's no like immigration police or whatever, you know, and they can think two completely different, they can have two completely different truths, essentially, in their little echo chamber. And that's kind of crazy to me. That's kind of crazy to me that the world has come this way. And so that's how relationships are. Any relationship you have, it's always two sides. There's never a full picture we're really gonna get. And because of that, a lot of guys you're just paranoid. You're just paranoid. You know, you get fucked over 1, 2, 3, you're just like, well, either I be more careful and try this a different way, or this is just gonna keep happening. And the heartbreak is, like, I feel like such a bitch for saying this, but like whenever I fall deep with someone, you know, it doesn't matter how long it is. You know, whenever I get myself attached to this person, like it does take quite a minute for me to like just understand that, you know, none of that meant anything, and to, you know, just kind of move on and put my love somewhere else, because you know it's invested. It's kind of like hitting the credits on a video game. You're like, oh my god, I gotta go on YouTube and And watch more theory videos. I can't just leave this like that. That's a terrible ending. I do like good endings, but most people will starve you of that. They don't want you to feel that. You know, they don't want you to embrace the fact that, you know, they could get something better, you could get something better. Everything could be better in the future. And there's no need to hold back resentment. But you know, I admire this guy so much. I met in college. He's like, you know, all of my exes, I endeavor to keep them friends, and they are my friends. So I'm like, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't think I could ever do it. Just because of, you know, the weird and awkward reasons I've broken up or even gotten into relationships in the first place. You know, let's be real here. Yeah, kind of fall into these things. But I've gotten incredibly off topic. What we're talking about here today is the visibility. And that's what really saves the relationship. That's what really makes a romance. That's what really, you know, it ignites a guy's soul. It's being sexually visible, not just regularly visible. And the problem with sexual visibility nowadays is that whenever men are viewed as sexually desirable, it's always degenerates. It's always dirty. You know, nobody really wants to admit they're lusting after a man. It's like, I'm not lusting after him. I just want the dick, you know, like. And you can go deeper with like just the marketing and media around men's sexual needs. And so what I'm trying to get at here is with Masturbation Gora, I have to realize that to defeat him, I have to connect with others and let them know, you know, how I want to be seen, how I want to be portrayed, you know, or just find that person that really makes me feel wanted. Because guys, I don't know if I mentioned it this episode, but I am an attractive man. Let's just not mince words here. You can tell by my attractive man voice. No, but I you know, I'm a very logical guy, so I get like, we'll say like 2 is like the minimum of double takes I get a day of just people being like, what the fuck was that thing, you know? And I know for a fact it doesn't really matter how conventionally attractive you are. It really just matters how, I don't know, like eye-catching you are, like eye candy, take you off of what the fuck you were doing. Cars slow down all the time around me. Like really, I be crossing the street, guys. Crossing the street, I'm waiting at the crosswalk. And cars will literally slow down and then stop. There's no stop sign. There's no stop sign, and this motherfucker's just supposed to go. Like there's a stop sign on the side that I'm walking towards, but like over on the, you know, horizontal end of the road where this car is about to pass me, you know, there's no stop sign. So they slow down. I see this car approaching, and I'm stopped at the crosswalk, and they slow down and stop. And then I'm just looking at the car. This is what I do every time, by the way. Nowadays, I'm like, nah, fuck, you're not gonna make me do this retarded shit and run in front of your car so you can look at me. Jesus, stop texting me. So you have to realize who you are, where you come from, and where you're going. You know, the three main factors of attraction. You know, people are really, really dedicated to seeing themselves in the worst light possible. And I know this for a fact because that's me, right? But if you're not delusional, if you just look at the logic, the facts, you know, and you know where you're going, you can sort of rest in that, in your value. The problem is when you're very attractive and, you know, you see, you know, the logic things and stuff like that, and you got people that you actually want to associate with you, they will downplay your power level. Like motherfuckers will act like you're not level 100. They'll act like, I don't know if we have enough DPS to win this battle. I don't know. You know, and of course every cup of tea isn't for everyone, and it's all about the chase. But I'm noticing more and more, the more sexual marketplace value you have, the more girls will try to act like you're invisible. Very annoying, but it's just a tactic that you have to realize, because it's survival at the end of the day. if a guy like you knows that every girl is lusting after him, there's a lot of evil that can be done with that power. And luckily, I hate power. I don't like it. I don't want it. So I'm probably the best person who should have it. Let's be real. I'm also on a grind to be the greatest. I'm gonna beat Icarus. I'm gonna fly into the sun and become the sun. But yeah, I felt since a young age I was here, on a path to change the world. Just because of the light I felt, the knowledge, the wisdom I was slowly gaining, things like that. I've always had this main character syndrome, and then you get to like 2024, 2023, and you're like, oh God, people are crazy with the main character syndrome now. Now I feel like a real asshole. Yeah. One of the main reasons why I didn't make this channel is because I had that cringe in my heart. The cringe in my heart. Well, I didn't make the channel, but didn't like invest in it. So you see that cringe from not being seen as a full person. A lot of people that I've eloped with heavily fetishize me for being an African BBC broadcaster nigger. I didn't mean to put the hard R on there. That was gross. But yeah, you have to realize, guys, if we are not seen as valuable as we think we are, it doesn't naturally come to us. No one's jumping out and saying, "Hey, I'm trying to get in your dick." I don't know, whatever that looks like, And it's different things. It's not just outright offers of sex. It's a girl holding the door open for you. It's someone noticing you change something about your hair. It's someone giving you a light caress in the back. It's a hug. Hugs are fucking fantastic for this, by the way. But it's the small things. I feel like we're all like physically touch starved, so And a lot of girls will not give this from you. Get this to you willingly. You have to work for it. And then you inherently just feel like a fraud because it's like, am I really loved, or am I just loved for the value that I provide? Am I just loved for the work, So what I have to say is to wane ourselves off. We just got to communicate our needs. And I know that sounds lame, and I know that's probably going to make a lot of girls leave you. I mean, I'm not a girl. And 2025, if a guy starts to communicate his needs to me in a way that I do not like, I'm fucking crashing out, dog. I'm crashing out. Like you are disgusting. But see, that's the it's the climate, man. It's the climate. You can't say normal things without picturing the worst, disgusting, angry, evil guy doing it. These are normal things for someone to communicate like they're not being sexually visible. These are normal things. Like if a girl says that, I'm not gonna be mad. But like, that's the gender war nowadays. It's not even a gender war. It's more of a class war. And a lot of guys are broke. So, the very few non-broke niggas, kind of like demolishing us a little bit. Just a little bit. Which I suppose is acceptable. You just have to choose to win in other areas. I am choosing to win in Dragon Quest. Actually, I think this cutscene is about to crash, so that is not a win. Okay, yeah, that is not a win. Okay, we're gonna reset that. Yikes. Okay, back to winning. Yeah, as I was saying, the fact of the matter, if we are not providing ourselves with the environment that's going to produce the results that we want, you're going to be stuck in the same place. You're going to be stuck gooning to the same things. And I am highly sure that this is really all I need. Because of my watching habits. I've noticed, and I'm one of these weirdos, so, I apologize if I get too graphic with this. But I'm one of the guys that really, really, like, I will get so angry if it just starts with the, with the meat slapping. I'll be like, I need the story. I need the background to this. I need to know how this came along, how she started to want him, how she sees him sexually visible. I get so mad if it's just fucking. I really do. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me go back to the video and see if there's more, let's see. Because that's the part I like. And I'm noticing I like, clothed women as well. It goes a little bit into my fashion sense because I've been a tall, lanky boy most of my life, and they make better clothes for tall people. I'm just gonna say it like that. Tall, skinny people, they make better clothes for them. They do. They do. So I've always liked fashion, and I like women being clothed during coitus. I've noticed that too. Is more of like, I'm seeing them come into character, if you will. I don't know, or less revealed, something like that. Well, we'll figure out that part later. But definitely like the dialogue, the story. Because I don't know too many people that watch it for the story. That's definitely me though. Because like once it gets to just strictly I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm actually we'll go to the next one. We'll go to the next one. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Sage Quest. I hope you learned something about being sexually visible. Communicate this to your partner if you have one, and hopefully you can stop gooning. Or maybe don't. Maybe break up with her and become a goon master. Maybe that's the way. Either way, I love you. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.